Hello, mommies, and this is just for mommies. So I wanted to let you guys, well, sorry, ladies, mommies, know how I dried my milk. I had to dry my milk because my son, first of all, he was about to be one a couple of days before I did this, and second of all, he was relying too much on the breast and he wasn't eating, so his weight was okay, but I wanted him to get a little bit more food in him. So they were swelled up. And in order to, this is the second time I dried up my milk. The first time was my first son. First one, I had to stop feeding him. And he was almost one also. It was like a month before because I was pregnant. And did it the same way. It's pretty effective for me and for many people from what I hear too. So there's two things that you do. One, you need to find either tie your breast with something really tight, like a sports bra, or get something and tie him up really tight. Because as the milk comes in, if it's loose, it's gonna keep coming out and it's gonna keep wanting to find its way out. But keeping him tight is going to stay there and it's not going to have anywhere to go. So it's going to kind of give the signal that the breasts are full to your brain and it's not going to keep producing more. So the second thing that you do for the pain, for the swelling, well, actually, there's kind of three things you do. The second one I'll tell you in a second. And the third one is once it gets too full and it hurts, what you're going to want to do is release it a little bit. I wouldn't say pump. I wouldn't pump. You just take some out with your hand. You just squeeze the breast and let some milk out. Because if you pump it out, you're going to pump out too much. And then it's going to keep sending the signal to your brain to produce more milk. But if you just let out a little bit, it's just going to take some of the pressure off of your breast. And it's going to get rid of the pain a little bit. Okay, so back to the second thing. The second thing you do and what you need is, yes, cabbage. As I'm doing borscht in a second, I'm preparing and making it. I am letting you guys also know, ladies, mommies, know about this secret. Some people know, some people don't. So, and there's a little joke that came to my head as I was doing this. I laughed to myself. So what you do is just take off the leaf. You cut this off, of course. And then I'm going to do one. I mean, I'm done already. It took me to dry it out. There's still a little bit of milk in there, but not to where it swells up and it hurts and all that. I'm done with the pain. For some of you, it might be really bad and you might need a little Motrin or something for pain. Okay, so again, you wash the leaf, dry it up. Cut this part out. I'll do one because I'm using it for borscht anyway. Okay, so you're going to cut that out. And then I placed it with, personally me, the way I did it is this way to where you have this under the most pain and where the milk comes in is from this duct. So you want to put this here, the leaf here, to get the coolness there and the swelling. You're going to change it like 2-3 times a day for sure. And if it's really bad, you might change it often because it's going to soak up the coolness and it's going to dry up. It's like you put them in the oven with your stuffed cabbage leaves and you're going to smell like cabbage leaves for a second. So yeah, it's the cabbage leaf you need to pump it out a little bit and something really, really tight until it stops coming in. So the joke now, like the cabbage, how it has the bigger leaves on top, and as you take it off, it gets smaller and smaller. You get the joke now? So do your breasts. Once they swell up with the milk, once you start breastfeeding, and you get pregnant, everyone knows your breasts get bigger. And then once you start drying up the milk and your baby is done feeding, guess what? Your breast gets smaller, and so does the cabbage leaves. So it's kind of maybe supposed to be that way. This is what it's for also. But it does help, and I hope that you found this video in time to help yourself also. So good luck, mummies. Hopefully you can feed your babies as long as possible, but if you do notice that your baby's not gaining weight or his height and weight is kind of low and you're breastfeeding, do take that in consideration that it's because he or she is relying on the breast milk and they're not eating as much food. So since I stopped breastfeeding him, he's eating very good. His weight is up. He's always been happy and he's sleeping okay. He's sleeping a little bit back now because he's teething. But overall, his appetite is up. He's gained weight. He's going. So just keep an eye if you're breastfeeding on that. But again, for your breast, for the pain and swelling, Cabbage and tight sports bras are going to be your friend till you get rid of it. Thank you for watching and take care. Good night.